my fucking God, it's running! Dude! No fucking way, what was that?
What is that over there?
It kind of appears like the front of the cave, that there was a ledge there that's collapsed and fallen away.
This intense video was posted by a Reddit user who was hiking through the Great Smoky Mountains National Park in Tennessee, USA, when he suddenly encountered something terrifying. Out of nowhere, a bear cub came charging toward him on the trail. Instead of running, he quickly pulled out his camera to record the moment. But here's the scary part. Where there's a cub, there's always a mother nearby. Imagine being in that situation, standing alone in the woods, with a cub running straight at you, knowing that its mother could appear any second, and we all know how dangerous a protective mother bear can be. Would you stand still and record like he did? Or would you take off running before the mother bear shows up? What do you think you'd do if you came face to face with a cub in the wild, knowing something much bigger might be watching you? The line between reality and nightmare blurs right here. This chilling video was shared by a TikTok user, and it captures one of the most terrifying moments a hiker could ever experience. He was hiking alone at night deep in the wilderness, when suddenly, a loud, blood-curdling scream echoed through the dark forest. It didn't sound like any animal he'd ever heard before. His heart started racing, panic setting in. He quickly turned off his flashlight, hoping whatever was out there wouldn't notice him. But the screaming continued, echoing through the trees, strange, haunting and unrelenting. Then, just as suddenly as it began, the forest fell silent again. Imagine being out there. No lights, no one around, and something unknown lurking in the dark. Would you have stayed still like he did, or run for your life through the black forest? And what do you think could have been making that terrifying sound? Every second pulls us deeper into something truly sinister. This terrifying video was posted by Foxweather on YouTube, and it captures a truly heart-pounding moment in a national park. While exploring the park, a man suddenly found himself face to face with a massive moose, its enormous antlers towering above the brush. The giant creature began moving straight toward him, and in that split second, he made the only smart move. He ducked behind a tree, trying not to startle it. He stayed completely still, heart racing, filming the moment as the moose slowly passed by. One wrong move, and things could have gone very differently. Imagine being out there, all alone, with a wild animal that size heading your way. Would you stay calm and hide like he did, or panic and try to run? What would you do if you suddenly came face to face with a moose in the wild? What you're about to witness might haunt you long after this ends. Before we go any further, I'd like to ask you for a quick favour. If you're enjoying the video so far, please give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. We're getting closer to 20,000 subscribers, and once we hit that milestone, a few lucky subscribers will receive a special surprise. Now let's go back to the video. This eerie video was shared by a TikTok user, and it's been giving viewers chills ever since.
Fucking God! Hold on! What is that? Wait a second. Robin, what is that? What the fuck? Robin, what are you doing? Oh my fucking God, it's running! Dude! No fucking way, what was that?
What the hell is that over there?
Two men were out in the wilderness, far from civilization, when they spotted something strange in the distance. At first, it appeared to be a person, tall and upright, motionless. But the longer they stared, the less human it seemed. It wasn't shaped like any animal either, just a creepy, shadowy figure standing still among the trees. Panicked, one of them fired a shot into the air, and in an instant the figure vanished without a trace. Ever since, people online have been debating what they really saw. Some claim it was Bigfoot, others say it was something far more supernatural. So what do you think they encountered that day? Would you have fired that warning shot or turned back before things got even stranger? From whispers to screams, this is the moment you'll never forget. This intense video was posted by Highlight Real Sports on YouTube, and it captures a heart-stopping moment in the mountains. A group of hikers were out enjoying the breathtaking views and peaceful sounds of nature when, out of nowhere, a massive bear began charging straight toward them. Panic instantly set in, hearts pounding, adrenaline rushing, but instead of running, they stood their ground, yelling and waving to scare the bear off. For a few terrifying seconds, it looked like the bear wasn't backing down, until finally it turned and disappeared back into the forest. Relief washed over them, but that's a moment they'll never forget. Now imagine you're hiking in the wild and a bear charges at you. Would you stand your ground and try to scare it off, or turn and run for your life? Could you stay calm in a moment like that? Fear lingers in the silence, waiting for its moment. This terrifying video was posted by DopDoc on YouTube, and it's the kind of encounter no hiker ever wants to face. A man was riding his bike through a quiet forest trail, enjoying the peace and thrill of nature, when suddenly he noticed something moving quickly behind him. He turned around, and there it was, a bear sprinting straight toward him. Panic took over. His heart pounded as he pedaled with everything he had, racing down the trail, desperate to find a place to hide. After a few intense moments, he finally managed to lose the bear and escape, shaken but alive. Now imagine yourself in that situation. You're biking alone and a wild bear starts chasing you. Would you try to outrun it, hide, or stand your ground? How would you handle that heart-stopping moment in the wild? The deeper we go, the more terrifying it becomes. This photo was posted by a Reddit user, and what happened next will shock you. In 2014, a 22-year-old student went hiking with his friends in the deep woods of New Jersey. during their trip he spotted a massive black bear wandering nearby and decided to snap this photo. What he didn't know was that this would be the last photo he ever took. Moments later, that same bear attacked and killed him. It's a chilling reminder that bears aren't just cute forest creatures, they're wild, unpredictable, and deadly. So let me ask you this. If you were in his place, deep in the forest and face to face with a black bear, what would you do? Would you stay calm and take the shot, or drop everything and run? Because sometimes, one brave moment can be your last. The fear doesn't stop here, it only grows. This eerie video was posted by a TikTok user, and it shows a man hiking deep in the Ohio forest when he suddenly hears something truly unnerving, a strange echoing sound that chills him to the bone. But instead of turning back, he decides to keep hiking, determined to find out where the sound is coming from.
Ones that are worth cut. I hope I got that on audio. And there it is again. And I haven't the foggiest clue what the hell be making that noise out here. We don't have wild pigs. But sure shit ain't got no howler monkeys floating around these woods.
The forest grows quieter, darker, and every step forward feels more dangerous than the last. The mysterious noise continues, almost as if something, or someone, is watching him from the shadows. Now, imagine this. You're alone in the forest, miles from anyone, and you start hearing creepy, unexplainable sounds echoing through the trees. Would you keep going to see what's out there, or turn back before things get worse? And what do you think could be making that sound? An animal, the wind, or something far stranger? What comes next might be the most chilling part of all. This video was posted by State Treasures on YouTube, and what he captured will leave you speechless. While hiking with his drone through a remote mountain range, he discovered something truly mysterious. A dark cave carved deep into the side of a massive cliff. It looked ancient, like it's been there for centuries, but here's the strange part. There's no visible path leading to it. No trail, no steps, nothing. So the question is, how did it even get there?
It kind of appears like the front of the cave, that there was a ledge there that's collapsed and fallen away. Now, I'm not sure how they would get there. It's a sheer rock face, although it does look to the left there that there is actually a ledge that perhaps they could have walked along. Now, looking into the cave, I do see what appears to perhaps be black soot, which could indicate there was actually fires in there. And it also appears like I see perhaps a little fire pit there, with even some black charcoal left over in it. As you can see, there's a series of smaller caves all along this cliff that definitely warrant a closer look. The smaller cave here I found really interesting. It appears there's a log or like a tree trunk, quite long, so I'm not sure how, it's not like it could fall in there, so I'm not sure how it would have gotten in there.
Was it formed naturally, or could someone have made it? And if so, why? What do you think? If you found a cave like this in the middle of nowhere, would you dare to explore it, or turn back before it's too late? Archaeolog Page posted this video on YouTube, and what he discovered will blow your mind. While hiking with his metal detector, he suddenly got a strange signal, something deep beneath the ground. Curious, he started digging, and what he uncovered was beyond anything he expected. Buried inside a block of old concrete were ancient treasures, artifacts that looked like they'd been hidden for decades, maybe even centuries. But here's the real mystery. Who buried them? And why would someone go through all that trouble to seal valuable items underground where they might never be found again? Was it an attempt to protect something valuable during a war? A secret stash from a forgotten era? Or could it be part of something even bigger? A buried history waiting to be revealed? What do you think? If your metal detector started beeping in the middle of nowhere, would you dig it up or walk away, not knowing what might be hidden down there? It was posted by a Reddit user who went hiking deep into the forest. Everything seemed calm and peaceful, nothing unusual around her. She snapped a few pictures and continued her hike, unaware of what she had just captured. But later, when she got home and started scrolling through her photos, she noticed something chilling. A dark, shadowy figure standing in the background. It didn't look human, yet it didn't look like an animal either. Just standing there, watching. What do you think that black figure was? Could it be a creature lurking in the woods, or something supernatural that only revealed itself through the camera? If you found something like this in one of your photos, would you go back to the same spot, or delete the picture and pretend you never saw it? The line between reality and nightmare blurs right here. This chilling encounter was shared by Angbona TV, a YouTuber known for his fearless night hikes and solo camping adventures. But this time things took a darker turn. While hiking alone deep in the forest, he suddenly felt something. Movement. The air grew heavier, the silence thicker. He turned around, expecting to see an animal, but there was nothing. Just the rustle of leaves and the uneasy feeling that something unseen was circling him.
Possible maybe it actually went up that way? I don't even know. I guess we'll go up. Whoa, what the f was that? Okay, something big just like moved or made a thud or something behind me. What the hell? What was that? It kind of sounded like a rock. But how? Yeah. Unless it was... Okay, that was weird. I'm still not, like, seeing anything. Is there something up there in the trees? You guys let me know if you see anything that I don't notice. That was weird. It sounded legit like a giant thud behind me. Okay, I swear I just heard that growl noise again from up there. I don't see anything though. Okay, we gotta go up there. I think that's where the road goes, so if we go back, it'll go further up that way. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting tonight. We are back on the road. Yeah, the road does definitely turn up.
The longer he stayed, the stronger that presence felt, like the forest itself was warning him to leave. What do you think was out there watching him? A spirit? A creature? Or something even stranger? If you were alone in the woods at night and felt like unseen eyes were following you, would you keep going, or turn back before it's too late? What you're about to witness might haunt you long after this ends. This eerie photo was shared on Reddit by a user who claimed his grandfather took it years ago while hiking deep in the woods. The old man kept it hidden for a long time, afraid people would think he was crazy or faking it. But after rediscovering the picture, his grandson decided to post it online, hoping someone could finally explain what his grandpa captured that day. In the photo, you can clearly see a dark, towering figure, its shape unlike anything familiar. Not quite human, not quite animal, just standing there, motionless in the forest. So what do you think this could be? A person in a costume? Some unknown creature that shouldn't exist? Or something far beyond our understanding? If you found this on your camera, would you tell the world, or keep it a secret like he did? Every second pulls us deeper into something truly sinister. This video was shared by Outer Range, a YouTuber known for exploring mysterious mountains and uncovering hidden truths buried in time. But during one of his hikes, he stumbled upon something truly strange. Symbols and carvings etched deep into the mountain walls. Some looked ancient, almost sacred, while others seemed more like warnings. The markings didn't appear random. They felt deliberate, as if someone long ago wanted to send a message to anyone who dared to enter.
Well, guys, this didn't take long to find something. What do we have here? Quite interesting that all this is vertical, isn't it? I mean, it just looks like all these sharpening grooves, and again, that's what we call them, sharpening grooves. There's some sort of date someone's carved into that, but does that kind of look like a horse right there? You got to remember, this area is inhabited by the ancients for sure. We're up here in ancient territory, but you know, in this particular area, the Utes came along after the fact. So whenever you see a horse carved in or something like that, perhaps it's 200 years old, 300, 400 possibly, but you know, the Spanish brought the horses. So I don't know that it's been documented that anywhere that the ancient carvings showed any horses of any kind, but this is a fascinating rock, just covered. Now they're so low, it makes me think that these rocks right here that we're on, I don't know, maybe they fell from overhead later and created a pile of rubble here that maybe, who knows, maybe there's a structure underneath all of this. Look at this, there's more. Very faint, but the camera actually picks them up better than my eyes out here. Come back. If you look closely, you can see some really old work in there. You can see a hand. A lot of modern graffiti, I will call it, but tucked in there, these amazing pieces. I like to call these the original waypoints. There's several right here.
But what could these signs be saying? Are they warnings to stay away from something dangerous that lies ahead? Or are they remnants of an ancient civilization trying to tell their story before it was lost to history? If you were the one who discovered these mysterious carvings in the mountain, would you keep exploring to uncover their meaning, or turn back before finding out something you're not meant to know? From whispers to screams, this is the moment you'll never forget. This terrifying video was shared by a YouTuber who decided to spend a peaceful night camping in the woods, but what happened next turned into a heart-stopping encounter. As she sat down to enjoy her meal, she suddenly noticed movement behind her. and when she turned around, a massive bear was standing just a few feet away, staring straight at her. Panicking, she tried to scare it off, but the bear didn't budge. It just stood there, watching her every move, almost as if deciding what to do next. Now imagine being in her place, alone in the forest, no one around to help, and a hungry bear right behind you. Would you drop your food and slowly back away? Or would you try to protect what's yours and risk standing your ground? What would you do if this happened to you in the middle of the wild? Fear lingers in the silence, waiting for its moment. We came across this terrifying story from a Reddit user, and it still gives me chills every time I think about it. He said he was camping near the edge of town, right beside miles of untouched forest. Late one night, around 2:37 a.m, his trail camera went off. Normally it'd be raccoons or squirrels, but this time, the figure on the screen wasn't crawling. It was standing, tall, pale, motionless. Then it tilted its head and looked straight into the camera. Curious and foolishly brave, he grabbed a flashlight and went out to check. The woods was silent, but then he heard it. Slow, heavy breathing. When he turned, he saw it. A pale, man-shaped figure staring right at him, holding an axe. He ran for his life. The next morning, the camera footage was corrupted except for one frame, the figure leaning into the lens. Now, imagine it. What would you have done if that were you? The deeper we go, the more terrifying it becomes. This video was posted by Action Adventure Clips on YouTube, and it'll make you question just how far you'd go for exploration. While hiking deep in the mountains, they stumbled upon something strange, a hidden cave tucked beneath a massive rock. Curiosity took over, and they decided to go inside. The deeper they went, the darker and narrower it became, the walls closing in, the air getting colder. Every sound echoed like something was moving just beyond the light.
Whoa, dude, there's like a jack holding up the ceiling. A jack? Yeah, there's a ceiling jack holding it up. There's also some bats. This is insane. Dude, it's buckling under the weight. Oh. Alright, don't touch the ceiling. Oh, it's getting wider. Yeah. See a wooden rail? Weird. No metal track. See that? Yep.
What we got going on, Dave?
Oh, just looking at an area that was worked. Lots of bedrock exposed here. All up in here, we had pockets of placer.
Check it out, there's dynamite up here. Sitting in a glass jar. Let's not touch that. Oh, there could be blasting caps on the ground. We gotta be careful where we step. Okay. Look at that, dude. Huh? Dude. The wind is whipping through here. I know. Feels great. It's like a network of flooded tunnels.
They had no idea where the cave would lead, but they kept going. Would you dare to crawl into an underground cave not knowing what's waiting inside? What if they weren't alone in there? What if something ancient was watching from the dark? After a long, tense journey, they finally found another exit. But what if there hadn't been one? Would anyone have ever found them again? The fear doesn't stop here. It only grows. This TikTok user shared one of the most terrifying experiences you could imagine. while hiking deep in the woods, far away from any trail or sign of civilization. Everything was quiet at first, until she stumbled upon something unbelievable. Out there, in the middle of nowhere, she saw a group of people dancing. But it wasn't the kind of dancing you'd expect from campers having fun around a fire. No music, no laughter, just slow, eerie movements under the trees. She froze, realizing something felt off. Who were these people? And why would anyone come this deep into the forest just to dance in silence? Was it some kind of ritual? Or something far darker? If you were in her shoes, would you stay hidden and watch, or run before they noticed you? What comes next might be the most chilling part of all. This video was posted by Sansan, a YouTuber known for his bold, rainy camping adventures. On this trip, he thought it would just be a drizzle, peaceful rain, calm vibes, the sound of droplets hitting his tent. But nature had other plans. Within hours, the rain turned into a relentless downpour. The entire campsite was soaked, the ground flooded, his gear drenched, and his once cozy tent became a cold, uncomfortable mess. What was supposed to be a relaxing escape quickly turned into a miserable, sleepless night in the middle of the forest. Would you dare to camp under weather like that? Or would you pack up and leave before the storm got worse? And do you think he should have stayed to brave the experience? Or was it a mistake from the start? This video was posted by a TikTok user, and at first everything looked perfect. A group of friends was out in the forest, enjoying a peaceful picnic, laughing, eating and soaking up nature. But then, things took a terrifying turn.
Excuse me! Daddy! Hello! Hey! Guys!
Out of nowhere, a massive bear appeared, walking straight toward their picnic spot. Some people noticed early and ran for their lives, while others didn't even realize what was happening until the bear was right there. Luckily, this bear didn't come to attack, it just seemed curious, calmly sniffing around before wandering off. But imagine, what if it wasn't peaceful? What would you do if a bear showed up at your picnic? Run, stay still, or try to scare it away? And would you ever go back to that same forest again after something like this? Canadian Paralympian Lisa Franks, known online as Keeping It Wheel 306, has spent years documenting her solo van life and outdoor adventures across Canada and beyond. But one night, her peaceful lifestyle turned into something straight out of a nightmare. She parked her camper van deep in the mountainside, expecting another quiet, peaceful night under the stars. But that night, peace was the last thing she got. In the middle of her sleep, a loud bang slammed against the front of her van so hard it jolted her awake.
So it's just after midnight. I'm in my camper van and I just had the biggest fright I've had in 4 years of van life. I'd gone to sleep around 11 o'clock and I hadn't really fallen into deep sleep. And I heard this bang on the front of my vehicle. And then I could feel that my vehicle was being pushed, and I am just camping out on Crown land right along a river. There's farmland nearby, but I haven't seen anybody all day. I was also here yesterday and last night. And immediately I just saw it like it's a Friday night. There's another vehicle had pulled in or something, and people were messing around, or maybe they thought the camper van was abandoned and were trying to break in or do something. But yeah, I heard this bang in my front end, and my van was being pushed. Like, I thought maybe then a bunch of people were just messing around, some teenagers or something, and rocking my van. So I yelled, "What are you doing?" Actually I said, "What the F are you doing?" Just to let them know there's somebody in the van. And then I didn't hear any, voices or anything. Didn't hear any footsteps, which was weird. But immediately, I was jolted awake. And then I didn't hear anything. And then all of a sudden, right at my back window, like right up here, I heard something too. Like, it was, swiping my vehicle or something. And I'm obviously freaked out at that moment.
Her heart started racing. At first, she thought maybe someone was trying to break in. But when she stepped outside, there was nothing. No footprints, no movement. Just dead silence. She tried to convince herself it was nothing, but the forest around her felt different, heavy, watching. Unable to sleep, she kept recording, her voice trembling as she described every sound, every shadow. What could have caused that bang? And what would you do if you were trapped in a van, alone, miles from anyone, and suddenly realized you're not alone anymore? Think you've seen it all? This next moment will change your mind. This encounter was shared by Sort of Interesting, a YouTube creator known for his lightweight wild camping and stealth trips across the UK. He often spends nights outdoors with minimal gear, embracing simplicity, and sometimes the unpredictable. He went on a solo camping trip deep in the wild, just him and his dog. The night was calm and everything felt perfectly peaceful, until it wasn't. As he was about to fall asleep, faint footsteps began circling his tent. Slow, careful, getting closer. His dog's ears perked up. Something or someone was out there. Then suddenly, a laser light cut through the darkness, pointing directly at his tent. His heart dropped.
In the darkness truly upon us, at this point I just assumed that my night was over, so slightly disappointed that I hadn't got any decent footage recorded to camera, I set out to go to sleep.
I might be going absolutely mad here. I swear there's been like a firefly. I'm gonna shut up. I am keeping an extreme low profile right now. I think that the laser was coming from the far side of the trees, but I'm not 100%. I don't think it was actually aimed at me. I think it was just shining a laser for the sake of it. But it's certainly woken me up a little bit. But to be honest, it's been quiet for about 10 minutes now, so I'm not too worried.
There's a dog in here!
What the hell is
is that footage slowed down because I got such a poor quality view of the situation, as I basically went from asleep to the most awake I've ever been in my life in the space of 1 second. When they were running away, I think it was a phone light rather than a proper flashlight of any kind. And I don't know if those lasers are one single tool or some sort of surveillance kit or something, I don't know. But I'm sure after I shouted, "There's a dog in here," which was the only thing I could think of in the heat of the moment, I'm sure you can hear a little exclamation from them, just a little "Ruh," as they were legging it.
Who would be out here, in the middle of nowhere, aiming a laser at him? He shouted out, warning that his dog was there, and just like that, the footsteps scattered. Whoever it was, ran. But imagine if he didn't have his dog with him that night. Would they still have run? What would you do alone in the woods with a laser tracking your every move and no one around for miles? Would you dare to stay till morning? If your heart's racing now, brace yourself. It's about to get worse. This chilling encounter was shared by Uncle Reggie, a United States-based YouTube creator, known for blending outdoor vlogging with a raw, unfiltered style. He went on a solo camping trip deep in the woods, completely unaware that the night ahead would be far from peaceful. After setting up camp, everything seemed calm. The fire crackled softly, pushing back the darkness. But as the night grew colder, strange sounds began echoing from the trees. Faint at first, then closer. Something was definitely out there making that weird sound.
So, just for my comfort, I gotta have something close by, like within reach. So, did you hear that? Never heard that before. But one thing I do know is animals don't like fire. So that is why I made sure I had a fire. It's definitely getting closer. All I know, if something happens, it's gonna happen on camera. That's for sure. And it's so dark in the woods that when you look up in the sky, it looked like it's actually could be earlier than what it is. But it's actually 10 o'clock. Whatever it is, it's getting closer. But
the noise circled the campsite low and heavy, like something waiting to strike, or something dragging along the forest floor. He couldn't tell where it was coming from, just that it was getting closer. He sat still by the fire, trying to convince himself it was nothing, but deep down he knew something was watching him. Now think about it. You're alone in the woods, the only light coming from your dying campfire, and you start hearing those same sounds. Do you pack your gear and run into the dark, or do you stay and face whatever is out there waiting for you? Every second pulls us deeper into something truly sinister. This chilling footage was shared by Brian's Paranormal Travels, a channel run by a ghost hunter, urban explorer, and author known for venturing into unbelievably haunted and terrifying places. Alongside his friends, Brian constantly faces his deepest fears, and this trip was no exception. They went to investigate the World War I battlefield forest in France. Their goal was simple: to document the remnants of a place once scarred by war. But the deeper they went, the heavier the air became. Crumbling bunkers, rusted metal, moss-covered tunnels, every step felt like walking through history that refused to die. Then, without warning, a massive explosion echoed through the trees. The group froze.
Holy crap, we just heard a massive explosion out here, like a bomb. And I was not videotaping. It was literally the sound of a bomb. I hope they didn't step on an ordnance. Now I'm worried, but I don't think so. But it literally sounded like a bomb. Hey, did you guys hear that explosion? Yeah. What was that?
I have no idea.
It sounded literally like a bomb.
Was it an old shell detonating beneath the soil, or something else entirely? Is that a warning sign for them to leave? Moments later, one explorer found himself alone in the trenches. The forest had gone silent until he heard footsteps behind him. He called out for his team, but no one answered. Then the ground beneath him gave way, sending him crashing into a hidden stairwell inside a ruined bunker. Shaken and breathless, he realized how fragile this place truly was.
This bunker. Here's the doorway. Oh my God, look at this. So I had to be a little bit careful this time. Clearly there's stairs here, but I don't know if I can traverse these stairs. Wow, this is incredible.
A battlefield still alive with echoes of the dead. Would you dare to walk these woods, knowing the past might still be waiting beneath your feet? The fear doesn't stop here. It only grows. This chilling video was posted by We Do It Outdoors, a YouTube channel that encourages people to step away from screens and dive into real outdoor adventures, exploring nature, creating memories, and having fun with family and friends. While hiking deep through the forest, he stumbled upon something strange. A small circle of white stones carefully arranged on the ground, and in the center, 3 feathers standing upright. It didn't look random. It looked as though it had been placed, as if someone or something meant for it to be found.
Walking on when I come across that a giant footprint. It's right up here. You can still see I left some of the plaster that fell off, so I could remember exactly where the trail was. And there's a toad. He's cute. So he's gonna bring us good luck. And we're gonna head up here. Look at these rocks. And the feathers. Why are the feathers? Are the feathers still in the tree? Oh my gosh, they're not in the tree anymore. They're not in these trees. What does this mean? Ouch. Hello.
They're telling us to get out of the woods.
Think it's getting out? It's a warning? Or is it a gift? It's a caterpillar. Why is there a turtle shell? Why is there a black feather in the middle? Guys, what does this mean? Leave a comment down below. Dead turtle, 2 light feathers, 1 dark feather, weird rock shape. I don't know what you'd call it. A deformed Q, maybe. I don't know. Maybe some kind of eye or direction. I don't know, that's interesting. But we brought bait, and I think this would be a good place. What was that?
He went close to take a closer look, trying to make sense of it. No footprints, no signs of animals, just that eerie, silent arrangement waiting in the middle of nowhere. Why would anyone create something like this, hidden so deep in the forest? Could it be a trap, a ritual site, or maybe a warning left behind for anyone who dares to walk too far in? If you stumbled across this in the woods, no sound, no people, just that strange pattern staring back at you, would you investigate it, or turn around and get out of there before night falls? What you're about to witness might haunt you long after this ends. This video was posted by State Treasures, a channel well known for discovering, exploring and examining the world's long-lost and ancient treasures hidden across time and forgotten lands. While exploring a remote mountain cliff with his drone, he spotted something truly bizarre. A steel box lodged deep within the rock face, in a place no human could possibly reach. It wasn't debris, it wasn't natural. It looked deliberately placed, smooth, solid, and gleaming against the ancient stone. But how could a man-made steel box end up inside a cliff? Was it left there centuries ago before the mountain split open? Or did someone or something put it there for a reason we're not meant to understand? The higher the drone climbed, the stranger it looked, like a secret sealed away by time itself.
Where we saw that other cave as we flew in. Now, in reviewing video, I got a bit of a surprise as I originally didn't see this on my drone controller because the screen is so small. But if you look inside this cave, you can see a man-made object. Now, due to the location, I don't think anyone ever lived in there. The cliff is really sheer and high up, but I was still really surprised to see a man-made object in there. This gives you a perspective of just how high up it is. It appears to be metal. I at first thought it was maybe like ductwork from some underground hidden complex. In hindsight, perhaps it was an eagle nesting box, though I don't see any sticks or branches in there, and I do question why you'd put a box there when there's a natural rock ledge.
What do you think could be inside that box? A relic from an ancient civilization? Military equipment from a forgotten experiment? Or something far more mysterious, waiting to be found by the wrong person? Shadows hide secrets, and one is about to be revealed. This video was posted by Josh the Intern, a YouTuber known for exploring mountains to uncover the forgotten and reveal the unseen. While scrolling through Google Earth, he spotted something strange, a massive unnatural structure standing alone in the middle of nowhere. Curiosity got the best of him, so he decided to find it in person. After hours of hiking through empty land, what he discovered was shocking. The ruins of a collapsed empire, hidden deep in isolation. Crumbled walls, broken archways, and remnants of what once looked like a grand civilization, now completely swallowed by time. But the real question is, why was this built here, so far from civilization?
Got some sort of writing on this wall. The date says 1882. I wonder if that is related to the structures that we're hiking to. Definitely have to be careful of falling bricks here.
Who were the people who once lived in this desolate place, and what made them disappear? Standing there, surrounded by silence and decay, he couldn't shake the feeling that someone or something was still watching. The deeper we go, the more terrifying it becomes. This eerie video was posted by Felipe Sena, a YouTube creator well known for investigating mysterious and unexplained places, from haunted woods to forgotten ruins where strange things are often discovered. While hiking through an old ghost town, he stumbled upon a deserted house, its walls cracked, windows shattered, and silence heavy in the air. It stood alone in the middle of the wilderness, like a memory time refused to erase. The deeper he looked, the clearer it felt that something tragic must have happened here.
Como é que é aqui a parede, ó? Tijolo dobrado. Tem que ter cuidado aqui, ó. Cuidado da rio todinho. Bora ver se tem alguma coisa escrita na parede, né? Olha lá, tá ali na frente, ó.
But why was this place abandoned? What could have driven everyone away and left this house to rot in complete isolation? Standing there, with the wind whispering, he couldn't help but feel like he wasn't completely alone. Would you dare to step inside a place like this, especially at night, when every sound echoes like a voice from the past? And if you did, what would you do when you realised the house might still remember who once lived there? Jaw-dropping footage was posted by the YouTuber Harbour Explore, and it's not for the faint of heart. While hiking along a remote cliffside right beside an infinity pool waterfall, they decided to take on one of the most dangerous trails imaginable. One wrong step, and it's over. A single slip could mean a fall straight into the roaring depths below.
I actually prefer climbing up anyway, so see how we go getting back out of here. But we're going to soak this place in for a while. This is mental. Send the drone out so you can get a perspective of it. It's just an infinity pool just perched between two massive waterfalls on the side of a cliff.
You can see the fear and adrenaline in every step, the water crashing beside them, the rough edge crumbling under their boots. It's breathtaking and terrifying.
Not just trying to hang off two or something, that's 3 points of contact. Make sure you're holding something at all times. Just get it up. Even across the legs and arms. Right, it's time for this sketchy climb out. Just going to take our time with this one and just climb up nice and easy. Make sure we're holding on to something at all times, because it is a bit sketchy. You don't want to slide down there. Oh, there's stuff to hold on to. Alright, we're up. We're both kind of glad that sketchy climb's over, to be honest.
Would you risk your life for the thrill of the view? Would you walk that razor-thin path knowing one mistake means no coming back? They say not every place is meant to be explored, but what drives people to push past the edge of safety, curiosity, courage, or pure madness? Just when it feels safe, the real horror shows itself. This bone-chilling video was posted by YouTuber Harsh Survival, and it captures one of the most extreme camping challenges ever attempted. Alone, off-grid, in a raging blizzard, temperatures dropping to 30°C, no backup, no nearby help, just endless snow and deadly silence. This isn't your typical camping trip. This is survival against nature itself. Every breath freezes instantly. Every sound is swallowed by the storm. One wrong move, and it's over. Yet, he stays, determined to prove he can survive the coldest, harshest conditions on Earth. But imagine this, if the storm suddenly worsened, if the winds turned violent, would he keep fighting or run for his life? Could you spend a night alone in a frozen wilderness, knowing rescue might never come? Some people chase comfort, others chase survival. The question is, which one are you? The deeper we go, the more terrifying it becomes. This eerie photo was shared by a Reddit user, and it's enough to send chills down your spine. A woman was hiking deep in the wilderness when she stopped to take a quick picture. But what showed up in that photo was something she never expected. In the distance stood a strange hairy figure, motionless, silent, just staring at her. She tried to speak, to wave, to get a reaction, but it didn't move, didn't respond, just kept glaring with empty eyes. She said it was one of the creepiest moments of her life, especially since she hadn't seen a single person for miles. So what do you think she saw that day? Was it a lost human, or something not quite human at all? And if you were in her place, would you walk closer, or run, and never look back? every second pulls us deeper into something truly sinister. This eerie footage was posted by NVTV on YouTube, and it might be one of the creepiest things ever caught in the woods. A man was hiking deep in the forest at night, his dogs leading the way through the shadows, when suddenly the silence broke. A scream, sharp, distant, and full of pain, echoed through the trees.
Hear that? That thing sounds close. Here it goes. What is it? Go. Sounds like it's getting closer. What is that, girls?
It didn't sound human, not even close. The dogs froze. The man called out, but no one answered. He searched the darkness, but there was nothing there. No movement, no figure, just that bone-chilling scream fading into the night. So what was it? A wild animal in distress? Something paranormal? Or something far more sinister, watching from the darkness? If you were deep in those woods and heard a scream like that, would you investigate or would you run and never look back? One wrong glance, and you'll see what shouldn't be seen. This unsettling video was posted by a Reddit user, a casual hike that turned into something straight out of a nightmare. While exploring deep in the woods, he stumbled across something bizarre. At first glance it looked like a bird, but not one you've ever seen before. Feathers covered its body, yet its head looked disturbingly wrong, almost inhuman-like. The creature just stood there, motionless, watching. He called it a pretty Super Bowl encounter, but there was nothing pretty about it. It felt unnatural, like something that didn't belong in this world. What do you think it was? Some kind of mutation? A new species? Or something far darker? Something not meant to be found? Now imagine you're alone on that trail and you see that same creature staring back at you. Do you get closer to investigate, or do you run and never look back? Some mysteries are better left undiscovered. Just when it feels safe, the real horror shows itself. This mysterious footage was shared by Real Treasure Hunter, and what he uncovered deep in the forest is both fascinating and unsettling. While exploring the woods with his metal detector, he suddenly got a strange signal coming from beneath the ground. Curious, he began to dig, not knowing what he was about to find. Moments later, his shovel hit something solid, a buried briefcase. Inside, a chilling mix of items, old phones, a wristwatch, a cracked mirror, clothes, all aged, all strange. It looked like someone had buried a piece of their life, or a secret that was never meant to be found. But the real question is why? Who buried this out here, in the middle of nowhere? And what story hides behind those forgotten things? Was it evidence, a message, or something far darker, buried for a reason. If you found a briefcase like this, would you open it or cover it back up and walk away? What you're about to witness might haunt you long after this ends. This chilling clip was posted by a Reddit user, a hiker out for what was supposed to be a peaceful day in nature, until peace turned into panic. While walking through the quiet trail, he suddenly spotted a massive bear standing just a few feet away, still, calm, and watching. For a moment, time froze. No growl, no sudden movement, just silence and a stare that could make your heart stop. Imagine it, you're out there alone, miles from anyone, your footsteps crunching on the dirt, and then you lock eyes with a creature that could end everything in seconds. Do you move? Do you stay? Perfectly still? Do you run? He was lucky, the bear didn't attack. But what if it had? What if that calm stare turned into a charge? Sometimes, nature reminds you, you're not always the top of the food chain. What comes next might be the most chilling part of all. This mysterious video was posted by Rugged Road Explorers on their YouTube channel. While hiking through the rugged mountain cliffs, he stumbled upon something truly extraordinary. Hidden beneath layers of rock and time, tucked into the side of the mountain was a cluster of ancient stone rooms built from clay and rock, a forgotten structure, an ancient home, carved directly into the mountain itself.
Entryway right in front of us, or it was a vent hole down at the bottom there. A lot of these have vents. You can. It's kind of a round shape. And then we've got this right here, which is probably to store grain and stuff in.
But here's the strange part. There was no nearby water, no village, no sign of life, just endless wilderness. So who built this place? And how did they survive, cut off from the world? Was it once a refuge, a spiritual site, or something far more mysterious that no one was meant to find?
Okay, so this is a granary behind me, and I'm going to show you something really neat. Right here are 1,000-year-old corn cobs, which is very cool, but that still existed. Let's go up there and look in the little door there. So just taking a step back, we've got the wood up here. We've got ventilation holes, and I'm not gonna get in there, but I'm gonna stick the camera in there. Oh, nice. It actually shows up.
Imagine living here. No family, no friends, no connection to civilization, just silence and stone walls. Could you survive in a place like this, even if you were offered millions? Or would you feel the mountain watching, waiting for you to leave? If you're brave enough to keep watching, the worst is yet to come. This video was posted by a TikToker. While hiking through the forest at night with his puppy, he suddenly felt something wasn't right. The air grew still, too quiet. Then he saw it, two glowing eyes staring from the darkness, unmoving, locked on him. At first, he thought it was just an animal, but those eyes, they didn't blink, they didn't move, they just watched, like something studying him from the shadows.
Something is watching my dog. What the fuck? That is big. That just looked above the tree.
His puppy started growling, fur standing on end, confirming what he already feared. They weren't alone out there. What do you think it was? A wild animal? Something lurking beyond what we understand? And if you were in his place, alone in the dark, two shining eyes fixed on you, what would you do? Freeze? Run? Or stare back and find out what's really hiding in the woods? Sometimes the forest watches back. Think you've seen it all? This next moment will change your mind. This chilling video was shared by a TikToker who found himself deep in the forest, completely alone. Or so he thought. Suddenly the silence was shattered. A loud, unnatural sound echoed through the trees. Not human, not animal, just something unknown. It was so eerie, so powerful that anyone would freeze in fear. He stood there, trying to figure out what was making that noise. But the deeper he listened, the more terrifying it became, as if the forest itself was alive. What would you do if you were there? Run and risk drawing attention, or stay still and hope it passes? Would you dare to find out what's hiding behind those sounds, or turn back before it's too late? Some say the woods whisper, others say they scream.
A group of friends was spending the day by a waterfall, laughing, relaxing, and capturing memories on camera. One girl had her phone out, recording everything. Suddenly, a strange sound echoed from the trees. She instinctively turned her camera toward the forest, but nothing unusual seemed to be there, so she went back to filming her friends. It wasn't until later that night, replaying the footage at home, that she noticed something unsettling. For just a moment, the camera had caught sight of what appeared to be a transparent woman standing among the trees, silently watching them. The strange part? None of them had seen anything with their own eyes. Only the camera did. Was it a trick of the mind, just pareidolia at work? Or had they unknowingly captured something truly paranormal? Out on a peaceful hike, someone stopped to snap a quick photo with their dog. But when they looked back at it later, they noticed something chilling. Lurking in the background was a shadowy figure with glowing eyes. Strangely, the dog stood perfectly calm, which many argued no trained retriever would ever do if something like that was nearby. To this day, no one knows where the photo truly came from, and the eerie mystery has never been solved. Living deep in the woods, this person began to notice eerie sounds echoing through the forest. The noise seemed to travel in short bursts, shifting east, pausing, then reappearing in new spots 4 different times before going completely silent. At first, the thought was that it might be a drone, but something about the pattern just didn't feel right. Later, someone suggested it could be nothing more than a male cicada calling for a mate. But after comparing it to cicada recordings, the mystery didn't seem to match. So what could these strange sounds be? While hiking through a quiet trail in Georgia, someone stumbled upon a sight that froze them in their tracks. Lying just off the path was what looked like a lifeless, half-naked body, covered in mud and dirt. Terrified, they immediately called the police. However, when the officers arrived, the shocking truth emerged. It wasn't a person at all. It was a discarded doll. Deputies later nicknamed it SAR and even cleaned it up at the sheriff's office. Luckily, this chilling discovery turned out to be nothing more than a creepy doll, and not something far darker. This man lives completely off the grid. No neighbors, no stores, nothing but miles of empty land. But last night, his gate camera picked up something chilling. A lone figure walking past his property around 11 p.m. At first, it looked strange enough. But by 3:44 a.m., the camera caught him again, this time wearing black gloves. The footage was turned over to the sheriff, who's now keeping watch over the area. Still, the real question remains. What was a man doing, that deep in the wilderness, in the middle of the night? And why the gloves? Could he be hiding something in the woods? Late one night, a man walked toward the parking lot to grab his car. But just as he got close, he froze. There, inside a tent, was a figure draped in white, completely motionless. The silence was suffocating, almost unnatural.
Nampakkan.
The place was deserted, not a soul in sight. With his heart pounding, he pulled out his phone to record, knowing no one would believe him otherwise. Then, without looking back, he bolted for his car, shaken, unsettled, and desperate to get away. While exploring an abandoned armory deep in the woods, a Reddit user stumbled upon something straight out of a nightmare. A freshly dug, human-sized hole, perfectly deep enough to bury someone. The place was remote, overgrown, and so far off the grid that no vehicle could even get near it. When they reported it, dispatch casually suggested it was just a relic hunter digging around. But then things took a darker turn. Multiple investigators called back, asking pointed questions. Had they seen anyone? Touched anything? They even mentioned setting up trail cameras and firmly warned the user never to return. Since that day, there's been nothing but silence, no updates, no answers, just chilling uncertainty. While hiking, this hiker wandered deep into the forest and stumbled upon something strange. Hidden behind the thick trees stood an old abandoned building, its windows shattered and walls covered in creeping vines. At first, it just looked like a forgotten ruin, but as the hiker moved closer, a chill crept in. Then it happened. In one of the broken windows, the hiker spotted a face, pale, still, silent, just staring back. For a moment, everything froze. The woods, the air, even the hiker's heartbeat felt louder than anything else. While out on a quiet hike, a man suddenly felt eyes on him and realized he wasn't alone.
Nice bear.
Just a few steps behind, a black bear was trailing him. Instead of panicking or running, he kept his cool, moving slowly forward while sneaking cautious glances over his shoulder. Luckily, the bear never charged, never chased, and after a tense walk through the woods, the man made it out safe. This past summer, a man set off on a solo camping trip deep in the Sierra Nevadas. He pitched his tent, built a fire, and even recorded a short video to reassure his girlfriend that he was safe and ready for the night. But when that video finally reached her the next morning, she noticed something he hadn't. Just beyond the glow of the fire pit, two faint eyes shimmered in the darkness, watching. The camper later admitted he felt uneasy that night, like he wasn't truly alone, but he never saw what was out there until those eyes were caught on camera. The question is, what was silently stalking him in the woods, and was he in real danger? While staying in a secluded cabin deep within the mountains of Mazamitla, Jalisco, this person experienced something deeply unsettling. From the corner of their eye, they spotted a humanoid figure lurking silently behind a car, just watching. Was it a stalker, a twisted prank, or something far more mysterious? They didn't dare step closer to find out. And honestly, who would? In early 2016, the quiet little town of Forest Grove, Oregon, was shaken by something truly bizarre. For 2 unsettling weeks, A chilling, high-pitched noise swept through the streets near Gales Creek Road. Some described it as a warped flute, others as a metallic scream straight out of a nightmare. The sound came without warning, piercing through walls, rattling nerves, and leaving people wide awake at night. More than 200 residents reported hearing it. City crews scrambled for answers, checking gas lines, pipes, attic fans, and even local wildlife. But every lead turned up empty. And then, just as mysteriously as it began, the noise vanished. By late February, it was gone. By March, the city had closed the case. Yet the mystery remains. What was that sound that haunted Forest Grove? To this day, no one knows. A woman named Liliana, filming off the coast of Chile, captured something she couldn't explain. Her camera revealed dark figures gliding just beneath the surface of the waves. At first glance, many assumed it was just a pod of whales, but others swore the shapes looked almost human, eerily similar to mermaids. What makes it even stranger is the timing. This was recorded right after a massive earthquake struck off the coast of Russia. Could the quake have awakened something ancient hiding in the deep? In Indonesia, a man was spending a calm day at home when his dog suddenly erupted into frantic barking, staring down the road as if they sensed something he couldn't see. Stepping outside, he found nothing. The street was empty, but his curiosity wouldn't let it go, so he turned to his security camera footage. And that's when the chill set in. Clear as day, a ghost-like figure appeared, walking down the street. Not once, but twice. He quickly ruled out a camera glitch. After all, his reflection showed up clear. But here's the unsettling part. With his own eyes, he saw absolutely nothing. So the question remains, what did his dogs and his camera witness that day? While hiking near Escondido Falls in Malibu, a group of friends stumbled upon something unsettling. A strange, dark statue standing by the gate of a private house. It had an eerie presence, almost as if it was watching them. Brushing it off as nothing more than creepy yard art, they continued their hike. But later that night, on their way back, everything changed. That same figure was no longer by the gate. This time, it was standing across the road, blocking their path. Before they could even process what they were seeing, fear took over. They bolted into the night, too terrified to look back. So, what exactly did they witness out there? While hiking near North Sentinel Island, a man launched his drone and captured rare footage of the Sentinelese, an ancient, untouched tribe that has lived in isolation for thousands of years. With strict laws forbidding contact to protect them from outside diseases, seeing them on camera feels like peering into a world frozen in time. 3 miles deep into a silent research forest, a hiker suddenly froze, the stillness shattered by the wail of an air raid siren echoing through the trees. The sound was eerie, almost out of place, and they couldn't figure out why it was happening. With no answers, they just kept moving forward, uneasy but curious. Later, they discovered the truth. It wasn't a warning for lost hikers or a sign of danger at all. It was simply how the nearby town calls its first responders, since cell service out there is almost non-existent. harmless, but unsettling in the moment. A chilling new video has been making the rounds online, allegedly filmed deep in a secluded forest in Mexico. The clip shows a bizarre, tiny winged figure, humanoid in shape, fluttering wildly in front of the camera before disappearing into the trees. Though the footage is grainy, it's ignited fierce debate among cryptid enthusiasts and folklorists. Some argue it could be the most convincing modern evidence of the legendary duende, or perhaps a local take on the fairy myth. Skeptics, however, insist it's nothing more than clever editing, or maybe even just an insect caught at the right angle. Still, countless viewers admit the same thing. Watching it leaves you with a deeply unsettling feeling, as if you've glimpsed something never meant for human eyes. Deep in the woods, something massive was caught moving between the trees, and no one can quite explain what it is. At first glance, it looks like no ordinary animal we've ever seen before. Some believe it could be a rare species that's managed to stay hidden from science, while others are convinced it might be a cryptid straight out of folklore. But then again, could it be something else entirely? The footage leaves more questions than answers, and the longer you watch, the stranger it seems. Take a close look and decide for yourself, what do you think was wandering through the forest that day? On March 5th, 2025, two couples set out for what was supposed to be an ordinary hike through a quiet mountain clearing in Colorado. They had walked this trail many times before, but on this day, something felt off, like the air itself was holding its breath. As they made their way deeper into the woods, an unsettling sound broke the silence. Heavy, deliberate footsteps echoed through the trees, accompanied by strange, guttural gibberish. No words they could recognize. The hikers froze, scanning the trail ahead. That's when they saw it. A massive figure, tall and hunched, emerged just a few yards away. Its movements were slow but purposeful, and before fear could take over, one of the hikers managed to snap a quick photo. Hours later, the image surfaced online through the account SquatchWatch1, instantly sparking debate. The photo revealed something chilling. The creature's arms were far longer than human proportions, hanging well past its knees, giving it an almost unnatural silhouette. To cryptid enthusiasts, this detail was impossible to ignore. Colorado has a long history of alleged Bigfoot encounters, but many blurry photos and shaky videos have left skeptics with plenty of doubt. This time, however, experts are saying the image could be one of the clearest, most compelling pieces of evidence ever captured of the legendary creature. Was this just another trick of light and shadow? Or did those hikers stumble upon something that has eluded mankind for generations? Deep underground, hidden in the cold silence of a cave, there was something no one expected to see. A figure, frozen in place, kneeling, almost like it was begging for mercy. At first glance, it didn't look like a statue at all. It looked alive, nearly as if a real person had been turned to stone in that exact moment. Some explorers who stumbled across it couldn't shake the feeling that they weren't looking at art, but a body petrified by time. Could it have been some ancient ritual? Or maybe a punishment from long ago, preserved in stone forever? What made it even stranger was the location. This wasn't a temple, or a museum, or anywhere you'd expect a statue. It was buried deep inside a dark, damp cave where hardly anyone ever goes. So why was it there? Did someone drag it down to hide it? Or could the cave itself have swallowed a person whole, sealing their last desperate plea into eternity? Its hands pressed together, its head bowed low. The air turns heavier, colder, and you can't help but wonder if it's watching, waiting. Some people think it's just a sculpture carved long ago and abandoned, but others believe caves hold secrets we don't fully understand. Maybe it wasn't made. Maybe it was once living, a warning, trapped forever, for anyone who dares to enter. So here's the question. What do you think? Was this simply a statue left behind? Or was someone frozen in stone inside that cave? While hiking in a forest, this person stumbled upon something chilling. There's a massive 10-foot tall Grim Reaper carved right into a living tree. The detail is mind-blowing. Every fold in the robes, the mysterious hooded face. It looks so real, it's almost scary. But wait, it gets better. This isn't just one carving. There are more creature sculptures hidden throughout these woods. Someone has been secretly creating an amazing outdoor art gallery. The coolest part? All the trees are still alive and growing around the carvings. That takes serious artistic skill. While trekking through the dense woods of Monura, Utah, a lone hiker stumbled upon something he never expected. Off in the distance, his camera caught a towering fur-covered figure moving silently between the trees, only to vanish in an instant. At first, he brushed it off, unsure of what his eyes had just seen. But once he reviewed the footage at home, the chilling realization set in. He had captured the entire encounter on film. The question is, did he record undeniable proof of Bigfoot? Or was it nothing more than someone in a costume trying to stir up attention? A mother's heart races as she senses a dark, menacing presence lurking close by. Grabbing her child, she dashes to safety, but instead of fleeing, her fear turns into fierce courage. She storms back, hurling stones at the shadowy figure, refusing to let anything threaten her family. The grow heavy with a strange, chilling sound echoing from the unknown. But what is it? Could it be an elf? A creature said to dwell deep within the mountains, silently watching from the shadows? Or perhaps something far more sinister, a jinn, a supernatural being born of darkness beyond the grasp of human understanding. While walking, this person heard a strange noise rising from a sewer. Curious, they began recording, not noticing anything unusual until later. When the footage was reviewed, a figure appeared in the shadows. Was it just a person hiding? Or something far more sinister? Some say it looked like a ghost. Others believe it was a jinn, or maybe something even darker. The question is, what do you see? A man went camping with his friends when they realized something, or someone, was stalking them in the woods. At night, they couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Strange noises circled their camp, and by morning, they found fresh footprints near their tents, with some of their gear mysteriously missing. Determined to find answers, the man launched his drone and switched on the thermal camera. Sure enough, a figure appeared, moving through the trees, keeping its distance. He followed it closely until the figure suddenly stopped. Switching the drone to normal vision, he expected to finally see who or what had been trailing them. But it wasn't a person at all. Standing perfectly still was a deer. Only, something about it felt wrong. The group was shaken to its core. Could it have been a shape-shifting Bigfoot? A skinwalker hiding in plain sight? Or something even darker? A Reddit user recently shared a wild story about his uncle in Colorado, who owns a sprawling 20 to 30 acre property. The uncle had sent their grandmother a photo he claimed might be actual proof of Bigfoot lurking on the land. Naturally, the user wasn't sold, especially with AI-generated images flooding the internet these days. When they asked the community for second opinions, most people pointed out that the figure looked suspiciously like a cardboard Bigfoot cutout. Honestly, I have to agree. The shot feels just a little too perfect to be the real deal. In May 2025, something chilling was caught on camera near the High River in Colorado. Several bystanders filmed what appeared to be a massive, shadowy figure moving through the wilderness. The creature was tall, covered in hair, and its movements seemed unnatural, almost too fluid to be human. Now, the footage has everyone talking. Was this the long-awaited proof of Bigfoot, or just another trick of the eyes? Could the legendary creature be roaming the forests of Colorado? This person was exploring an old abandoned building deep in the forest. The place was dark, broken, and completely silent. While looking around, the explorer suddenly heard a child's voice calling out. But here's the scary part. No one else was there.
En donde pasó este percance. Y es que las personas que viven cerca, a raíz de que pasó este suceso, decidieron irse del lugar. Pero hay personas que a veces pasan cerca de esta casa y escuchan a un niño llorar justamente viniendo de esta casa, como si estuviese aquí todavía. Pero como pueden darse cuenta, está completamente abandonada. Estoy escuchando ruidos medio raros. Hola. Uy. Algo. Como si vinieran aquí. Es mi idea o se mira como si estuviera alguien aquí parado, miren.
Some say it could have been a mimic, a creature that copies voices to trick people. Others think it was just the building playing tricks on the mind. Either way, the person didn't wait to find out and left fast, feeling like something was still watching from inside. While trekking deep into a remote U.S. forest, a group of hikers couldn't shake the feeling that something, or someone, was watching them. Out of caution, they pulled out a camera to document their surroundings. That's when it happened. From the thick brush, a towering, ape-like figure covered in dark orangish hair suddenly lunged into view, sending the hikers scrambling in fear. But the encounter didn't end there. Later, they managed to capture more footage of the same creature, this time slipping quietly back into the woods. Strangely enough, instead of fleeing, the hikers decided to follow. The closer they looked, the more the hair seemed to move naturally, hugging the creature's muscles in a way that didn't look like a costume. Still, there's something about the footage that doesn't feel entirely authentic. Could it be real, or just another elaborate hoax? While hiking through the forest, someone came across something straight out of a horror movie. Leaning against a tree, high up in the mountains, were the skeletal remains of what looked like a deer or similar animal. But here's the strange part. It wasn't just lying on the ground, the way you'd expect. No. This skeleton had been carefully propped upright against the trunk of a tree, almost as if someone or something wanted it to be seen. Just imagine walking alone, the air crisp, snow still clinging to the ground, when suddenly you turn your head and see bones staring back at you, ribs stretched wide, skull tilted downward as if it's watching. That sight alone is enough to freeze anyone in their tracks. But the bigger question is, why was it put there? Was this simply nature at work, the remains stuck in place as time went on? Or could it have been placed deliberately as some kind of warning, maybe to keep people away or mark territory in the most unsettling way possible? While hiking, this person spotted something that sent chills rushing down their spine. From a distance, high on a remote hilltop, a massive figure appeared, towering over the landscape with impossibly long arms swinging by its sides. At first, it looked almost human, but the way it moved told a very different story. Confident, steady, and almost too calm for something that shouldn't even exist, the creature strode across the ridge like it owned the land. The hiker quickly pulled out their camera, their hands shaking, and managed to capture the unbelievable sight. And this wasn't just some blurry dot in the distance. The figure's sheer size, its heavy stride, and the strange way its limbs swayed looked nothing like a normal person, or even an animal. Many people who've seen this footage swear it could only be Sasquatch, the legendary Bigfoot that hunters, hikers, and explorers have been chasing for decades. Others argue it's just a person in a costume. But here's the thing. Look closely at how tall it is compared to the hilltop trees. Notice the way the arms nearly reach its knees? If it was someone in a suit, how could they possibly pull that off? One thing's for sure, the mystery of Bigfoot just got a whole lot scarier. Kids were playing in the woods while their dad filmed them, when suddenly, a black cryptid appeared. It didn't just walk. It leapt straight into the trees, moving like something out of a nightmare.
Come on, guys.
What's that, Dad?
I don't... Let's go back inside. Come on, guys.
But here's the chilling part. This happened in the Appalachian Mountains. These mountains stretch over 2,000 miles across 13 states, and some forests are so deep they go 100 miles without a single town. Many people have vanished here, never seen again. So the storyteller has to ask, was that creature just passing by? Or is it the reason some people never come back from the Appalachians? On New Year's Eve, 2022, deep in the Appalachian Mountains, a man stepped outside to take out the trash. Strange noises had been drifting in from the woods all night, but curiosity got the better of him. The second he set foot outside, the air was pierced by blood-chilling screams echoing through the trees.
Going here by myself. Weird stuff out here. I've been hearing weird stuff out here, so. Yep, there it is. Time to go.
His nervous laugh quickly turned into panic as he blurted out before rushing back inside. Alone in the depths of the Appalachian Mountains, a man awoke to a feeling he could never forget, like invisible eyes piercing through the darkness. It was 2 a.m. when his gaze slid toward the doorway and froze. There, in the faint glow of the shadows, stood a strange figure, unmoving, staring straight at him. Terror rooted him to the bed, but somehow his trembling hand found his phone, hitting record from where he lay. That's when the night turned truly horrifying. A low demonic whisper crawled through the silence, echoing across the room. So the question is, what exactly was watching him in the dark? This eerie trail cam footage comes straight out of the Appalachian Mountains, and what it captures is bone-chilling. Some believe it shows the rake, others call it a pale crawler, but one thing's certain, this figure doesn't look human. Even more unsettling, right before the clip ends, the creature seems to realize it's being watched, staring directly at the camera. To rule out any trickery, the footage was analyzed with Deepware's AI and CGI detection tools. The results? A clear green report, confirming no signs of deepfakes or digital tampering. What exactly did this camera capture lurking in the Appalachian woods? A lone hiker wanders off the main trail, thinking maybe there's a shortcut or just wanting to explore a bit. But then, something unusual catches their eye. A hole dug straight into the ground. It wasn't just a small dip in the dirt, no, this looked deliberate, like someone had been digging for days. Curious, the hiker decided to step inside. At first, it felt like a harmless adventure, almost like crawling into a secret fort. But the deeper they went, the darker it became. The tunnels stretched on, carved out with unsettling precision, and every step echoed like someone or something had walked there before. And then, at the very end of this long, narrow tunnel, the hiker froze. A cage, just sitting there in the darkness. Rusted bars, heavy chains, and a lock that looked far too strong for something so deep underground. Now here's where the real questions begin. Who dug this? Was it just some prankster? Or maybe someone building a strange underground hideout? But then again, why the cage? A cage doesn't just appear by accident. Was it meant to keep something in, or to keep people out? Think about it. Cages are built for control. If someone went through the trouble of digging this tunnel, dragging down a cage, and locking it in place, then whatever it was meant to hold had to be important, or dangerous. Imagine being alone in a quiet cabin, miles away from anyone else. The night is still, the fire is crackling, and everything feels calm. Until a strange sound breaks the silence. That's exactly what happened to one man during his stay in the woods. At first, he thought it was just an animal moving around, maybe a deer or a raccoon. But curiosity got the better of him, and he decided to step outside and check. The deeper he walked into the forest, the louder the noise became, like wood splitting in half. Then he saw it.
Look, they're ruining this freaking place. What in God's name is it? It's bigger than me, whatever it is. Because it's breaking limbs off that it would take me 2 minutes to saw. Look, see, he's coming right above me right here. He's fixing to throw something at me, whatever it is. Yeah, they don't like you messing with them. Look. What in God's name? Look, that's bigger than me. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. What in Jesus' name just is doing this? Oh my God, he just took half the tree down. Something, oh my God, oh my God. Oh, it's gotta be I don't even think a bear would have a chance in Hades and they're doing this. It's something stronger than a bear. And he is pissed. Yeah, that's a healthy tree. About 8 to 10, maybe even 12 inches in diameter that he just broke because he's pissed because I'm getting close to him.
Trees, massive trees, weren't just falling. They were being ripped apart, torn right down the middle, as if something unbelievably strong was smashing through them. Whatever was out there wasn't moving slowly either. It was fast, darting between the shadows too quick to fully see. He froze, his heart racing, staring into the darkness. The forest that once felt peaceful now felt alive, almost like it was hiding something that didn't want to be found. So, what could it have been? A natural disaster? Some kind of animal no one talks about? Or something much stranger that doesn't want to be discovered? It was just an ordinary afternoon when a man living near a graveyard started recording his surroundings. The sun was out, everything seemed calm, until it happened. Out of nowhere, a blood-curdling scream echoed from inside the cemetery. It wasn't a laugh, it wasn't an animal. It was something far more chilling. He froze, phone in hand, as the scream rang out again, louder this time, like it was coming from deep within the graves themselves. So here's the question. What do you think he captured? While passing through an old cemetery with her dog, everything seemed calm at first, just the crunch of leaves underfoot and the quiet breeze brushing against the gravestones. But suddenly, the dog froze. Its ears perked up, its body went stiff, and then it started pulling back on the leash like it had seen something terrible. Now, dogs don't act like that for no reason. They're known to sense things people can't, strange sounds, hidden movements, and maybe even things beyond our world. The girl looked around, but the cemetery was empty. Still, her dog wouldn't move forward. Instead, it kept staring at one shadowy corner, eyes wide and fur bristling. The air grew colder. Every step felt heavier, like someone or something was nearby, watching. Was it a restless spirit wandering between the headstones? A shadow figure lurking in the dark? Or maybe something invisible that only her dog could see? One thing's for sure, the cemetery didn't feel so empty anymore. And if animals really do sense what we can't, then maybe the dog wasn't scared for nothing. A farmer in Buenos Aires recently uploaded a chilling video that left viewers stunned. In the clip, a shadowy figure can be seen gliding swiftly across his field, towering at what looks to be nearly 8 feet tall. It moved upright, taking long, deliberate strides through the grass, unlike any animal known in the region. The farmland was eerily empty, making its presence stand out even more. Some online speculate it could be the Yasi, a mysterious forest being whispered about in local folklore. Others say its massive build and strange gait make it resemble Bigfoot. Whatever it was, one thing is certain: the farmer had never seen anything like it before. When a homeowner steps outside for some fresh air, suddenly, frozen in place, just a few yards away, a child is standing there. Not laughing, not playing, not moving, just staring. But here's the unsettling part. This kid is wearing a mask. A blank, expressionless mask. The clothes look odd too, like they were picked out of an old attic or borrowed from another time. Torn shirt and leaves used as pants, the kind of outfit that feels wrong. The homeowner's curiosity takes over, so footsteps move closer. Questions are asked. Where are your parents? Do you live around here? But the kid, silence. No words, no reaction. Just staring. At this point, the mind starts racing. Who could the owner of this child be? Is there even a parent nearby? Or could this be something else entirely? Something not even human, just wearing the shape of a kid to lure people in. It's the kind of moment that makes the hair on the back of the neck stand straight up. Because when someone or something refuses to answer, when it just watches, motionless, it's impossible not to wonder, is this a lost child? Or a warning? So what do you think? Was it really just some neighborhood kid pulling a prank? Or did the homeowner witness something far stranger? Out in the middle, while hiking through the mountains of India, something caught the eyes of many travelers. A trail so terrifying, it almost looked like a dare from nature itself. The path was carved into the steep side of a mountain, with steps so tiny that even the slightest slip could send someone tumbling into the abyss below. Each step felt less like a solid foothold and more like a test of courage. Picture this. The ground beneath the feet was barely wide enough to place a shoe. The wind howled, brushing against shoulders as if it wanted to push someone off balance. Looking down wasn't an option. The sheer drop stretched endlessly, making stomachs twist with fear. One wrong move, and the consequences could be severe. Many hikers say their hearts raced faster with every step, not from the climb, but from the thought of what could happen if they slipped. Some even admitted their knees were shaking so badly that it felt like the mountain itself was laughing at their fear. Others described it as walking on a knife's edge, where bravery and disaster live just inches apart. But here's the strangest part. Even though the trail is insanely dangerous, adventurers still line up to face it. Why? Because reaching the end gives a feeling that's almost magical. A mix of survival, pride, and the thrill of conquering something that looked impossible. A mysterious dark figure was recently spotted on Google Earth, just outside Montrose, Colorado. The coordinates, 38 degrees, 16 minutes, 24 seconds north, 108 degrees, 8 minutes, 32 seconds west, pinpoint the exact location where the shape emerged. And what's strange, the outline looks eerily similar to the classic image of a Sasquatch mid-stride. Even more compelling, the figure only appeared in a single satellite shot from 2019, then vanished in all others. That rules out a tree or rock formation. It was moving, and now things get even wilder. A newly released game cam photo has surfaced, and many are calling it the clearest Bigfoot image ever captured. The figure towers with massive shoulders, thick arms, and a barrel-like chest, features that rarely show up in past blurry sightings. The image is so sharp, it leaves people divided. Skeptics say it's too real, while believers insist it's the proof they've been waiting for. In July 2021, a couple set out on the Lover's Lane Trail in Olympic National Park, tracing the path along the Salt Duck River. The scenery was breathtaking, until something unusual caught their eyes. Far in the distance stood a dark, motionless figure. It didn't shift, didn't sway, didn't move at all. Thinking it was nothing more than a fallen tree, they continued on their way, but not before snapping a quick photo. Later, curiosity got the better of them, and they ran that photo through a Google image search. What does the AI tool suggest? Let's just say it might not have been a simple treetop after all.